All right, welcome to the AM show. Time for us to go into what the papers are reporting, of course, to do with the matters arising, but we'll start with what the papers are telling us this morning. And you know what? She needs no other introduction. Our angel in the morning, MFA Akosia Adeti. Papa B. This is not today.
When you power way.
Papa, I am going to them.
When you may
want.
Oh, yeah, you wish I could see Senny. I have my Good morning to you. So let's bring you what's happening in front of the newspapers. We'll start with the Daily Guide this morning. Yesterday, I brought you the story how a man killed his girlfriend for denying him sex. Now, the Daily Guide is reporting the exact story 24 hours after. It's there. The suspect, the photo of the suspect as well is there. You go to page 6 of the Daily Guide, you'd find that story. As well, court orders AG to file reports. So the one report they're asking the AG to file. Now, the embattled Boko chief before the mediation by the Ashanti Hene, has been held in detention for nearly a month or maybe after a month. Now, his family has filed an application for habeas corpus, which is usually an application that you file if the state holds you in detention and that asking that you should be brought to court to explain why you're held in detention. Now, yesterday, the court has been ordering the Attorney General to file the reason why he is still in custody. Okay. That story is quite a detailed one. It's on page 3, Kojo, my poor vision. 3. Page 3 of the Daily Guide this morning. And then page 3 as well is reporting how Gold Board delivers gains despite cost. It says that regardless of the cost that the Gold Board may have incurred, it has delivered some gains. And this is an evaluation by a private entity, I think. I didn't get the name of the private entity.
So
but
it says was presented to Gold Board in January by a team of economists from the University of Ghana and University of Ghana Business School.
Okay, there you go. It's on page 3. You can read that. Now, on update on Wuntumi's legal trial. So on the illegal mining, the trial has begun, and his lawyer has been cross-examining first witness, and he tells how he was arrested together with a team on the mining site, but denies knowledge of the transfer concession to another entity. That story as well is in the Daily Guide this morning. And then be grateful to God, Reverend Wengam to Ghanaians. So go to the Insight. Police anti-land guard unit nabbed 6 notorious land guards at Trasacco. That story broke, I think, 2 days ago. It's back in the Insight. Then the update on Gold Board as well is right here. You can grab a copy and read. Let's go to the Chronicle, Kujo. The government lost 7 billion Ghana cedis from 2022 to 2024. How do we know this? The multimedia group led by Obi Amponsa requested an RTI. Sorry, Obi. I don't know, because Amponsa is my friend, forgive me. Obi, the multimedia group through him requested for this information. And there's a thorough breakdown on the Chronicle, in the Chronicle, if you grab a copy. But in summary, the governor has said that the government lost 7 billion Ghana cedis from 2022 to 2024 through gold for reserves and domestic gold purchase program. You want to grab a copy and read that one as well. An update, QNet again, police rescue 47 victims. And I know.
But why does that keep happening? And they listen. Because the media is awash with a lot of education about, be careful about QNet. QNet that doesn't recruit people to do A, B, and C. Why do young people still keep falling victim?
It brings the conversation to the number of young people who are unemployed. 1.3 million people, so they want something to do.
I get it well, but you've been educated that QNet doesn't do this.
I agree, and I'm saying that you'd have people fall victim for this because what they need would always precede. They are cautioned, by all means.
But I wasn't employed at a certain point, but I'll never fall for these things.
Lucky you.
After having been educated, that's my worry.
You expect people to do better.
Exactly, because you've been educated that, for example, those people who use multimedia presenters' face to dupe people on social media. And multimedia has taken its time to do a video educating you on what to look out for. To know that this is
Still,
exactly.
People choose what they want to listen to. People choose what they want to see. And so, unfortunately, but please be guided out there and be safe out there. So, Ghana's economic stability could be short-lived without tough reforms. Many economists have said this.
Didn't you the back page?
Koto, forgive me. You know what? Before we go to the back page, usually the Chronicle will give you a scripture. Now, what I noticed is that it will give you a scripture and then you go back to the biggest headline.
Okay.
Then you conclude yourself. So this morning it says that John 10:10, the thief comes only to steal, to kill, and destroy.
Okay.
So your duty now is to look in front of the newspapers and see which one enters the scripture. I didn't say anything.
I don't know
that. The back. Koto, you can see from there, right? The Chronicle is reporting that one.
SSGPL match day 18 delivers dominant home performances and crucial away victory. So it's just about the wins and the takeouts from the Ghana Premier League match day 18.
Okay.
But I'm happy to see my Kotoko there. So yeah, that's...
Right. The overseer this morning, BOJ responds to Asempa FM's OBRTI and provides data on Gold for Reserve program. It's quite detailed over there. And of course, you'd find it on my Joy Online as well, as it's been breaking down the number. OB did a great job. It gave a background to this. Now, power stability boosted. You're going to have that conversation a little later when Kofi Ajay comes in to break the numbers down. And I saw Baumia is NPP's best for 2028. Japan Mesa and Friends. And this will be the...
Why did you put it that way?
And Friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are former parliamentary candidates who contested the 2028 elections on the ticket of the NPP and lost. They are at the press conference. I was told there were 118.
Yes.
But last Friday or so, when I was having a chat with one of them, he said the number has now jumped to 140. I don't know, but... So these are former PCs of the NPP.
Okay. Okay. Well, they have been making that case. Imani's Franklin Kujo credits Mahama Force-Ndu for fiscal reset.
Hey, Mahama Force-Ndu. Okay.
A minute ago was Atu's forcing. Now they have reconstructed it. That's really nice. And for the National Inquirer, government settles 1.47 billion energy debts. You'd be going into that a little later. DVLA Defense Vehicle Registration Reform dismisses claims of contract irregularities is also there. And faith leaders called to serve nations through prayer and action. Elvis Afriye Ankara.
What is his title again?
He is the one in charge of the...
Ecumenical, whatever that.
Okay, and then the spider. This is the last one. Ku Abene Council. How do you say the name of this?
Shraj.
No.
Abene.
Abene. Okay, I got it. Council petition Shraj over ADB scandal.
Abene.
Okay. Thank you so much. And with this story, presidential aide slams Baumia campaign communicator over economic claims. I didn't finish the story because this has been a story. It's a developing story about some chieftaincy misunderstanding in Kwewu. Yeah, it's been long-standing. One chief who is alleged to have been involved in some money issues. Yeah, so that's the update. Yeah. Well, I guess that'll be all for the spider, but the top story will be from our portal, myjoyonline.com. FBI involvement raises stakes in Ken Ofori-Atta's detention. Ghana's U.S. envoy.
Hey, FBI is not involved.
Well, I think there are many legs to the Ken Ofori-Atta matter. If you listen to the Attorney General on Saturday, it suggests to you that it's not just a deportation. He's quite engaged. The Attorney General is engaged in many other legs of it. So I'm not surprised that the FBI as well is involved.
Okay,
in
so this
matter.
came up yesterday on
PM Express with Evans.
Yeah.
Yes. Ambassador Victor Smith made that comment. Right, so there are many other stories on myjoyonline.com.
But check the other one. I see confirmed Ken Ofori-Atta was medically fit for detention.
Yeah.
Victor Smith.
Yeah, right. For detention.
Yeah?
For detention. Because yesterday I was asking the question, he's unwell. And so I asked lawyer Vicky that, will they consider his health? And of course, he says that for immigration laws, of course, you have to check if the person is well or anything. So he's fit for detention. This is entirely different from whether or not he's fit to be flown back to Ghana.
Okay. Okay.
Do you get it?
Yeah,
Yes.
I get it.
Let's just be
because
clear on
being
that.
flown in Ghana would involve
Medical and all of that and all of that.
And again, the question will be, if it comes to Ghana, will he have access to such medical facilities as he is now on in the US?
As for that conversation, if it comes up, a lot of people won't be excited because we're all at the core of us, we're all humans, so we must have the same health accessibility in Ghana. So
interesting,
right?
Okay, all right then. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
I hope that our camera could give you another, full take, so Ghanaians will see you. Okay, all right. That's MFR the T there. So we've been joined in the studio by Dr. Tutu Boahene. He is a lecturer of political marketing at the University of Education, Winneba. Doc, good morning to you. Thanks for joining.
Good morning, Nkodo.
And we've also just been, he's magnanimous enough because when we spoke to him, we thought that he would be here. Collins Ademaku-Mensah is a former Deputy Minister of Energy and currently is a Deputy ranking on the Energy Committee of Parliament. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And then Mohammed Bataglia is the MP for Sisala East. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yes,
Hope you had a good...
It's been a nice
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. Thanks to my constituents. They've given me the maximum support. We are back, re-energized to do the work for the country.
Okay. Oh, how's the Utah for you and the constituents?
Well, busy. Quite busy. I have spent Christmas in my constituency for the past 15 years.
Okay.
Just basically because of my political journey.
Okay.
From assemblyman to an MP. So most of the time during Christmas, I'm in the constituency.
Okay.
Unfortunately, becoming more expensive.
Yeah.
It's becoming extremely expensive now.
You asked me that question.
Yeah, it's very expensive. Before we rose from Parliament, when you speak to any member of Parliament, everybody is running around to get some resources to get back to
Why is that so? Why can't we have that conversation?
We have to. That's why I brought it up. And I think at a point where we have to be open about this. I'm not too sure how sustainable this is. I'm not too sure. And I'm sure the political marketing person will begin to talk about it. It's becoming extremely expensive just to go back to constituency. And I know some MPs who hardly go to their constituency just because they don't have some 50,000, 60,000 to spare for the weekend. Yes.
So if you go every weekend, you have to spend 50,000.
Sometimes it's even more.
So if you go four times in a month, that's over 200.
So obviously you can't make it 4 times in a month. Yes, obviously. Obviously you can't make it 4 times in a month. There was a time I attended close to about 10 funerals on one particular Saturday. And you see, my constituency, it's villages. So you move from one town to the other. And before you get there, you have to inform the party people that you are coming. They join you to say hello after your donation. Obviously, you have to thank them for joining you for the visits. You have to move to another town. And you're a member of Parliament. The least you can give as a donation is 1,000 Ghana cedis. So if you have about 5-10 funerals a day, that's 10,000 just for the donation. And then you continue with the party people who come around. So it is difficult. In my area, I have 24 towns. About 13 of the chiefs in there are Ashanti Palace, what we call Abrempong. So they are elevated, So Christmas, you have to go and visit the Abrempong in your constituency. And you have to go in a nice way.
Wow.
So it is difficult. After taking care of the party, the general public, general constituents, the key opinion leaders within the constituency, your guess is as good as mine.
And because someone was telling me that somebody he was talking to needed around 500K for Utah. I said, what?
Yes.
5 billion old citizens for Utah alone. That's too much.
Yes, that is. Even if you decide, I have close to about 500 delegates, NPP delegates, who are delegates. And if you even intend to be, you can imagine. So even if he decides to do 100 cedis, this is for Christmas, 100, buy some chicken rice.
That's 100K.
That's 100K. That's a sunk cost.
So that's for the delegates.
No, that's a sunk cost.
Wow.
Those ones it's part of it's not retrieval, it's a sunk cost. Then you move on to the general public. And the MP has arrived, you get people trooping to the house to say hello to you, and it's difficult. And I think we need to be open about this particular discussion. And it's cut across all the political divide. I mean, we are moving into the main political season. And he is a member of parliament the first time.
Yes.
You can imagine he's Sisala, and there may be somebody in the constituency visiting his delegates whilst he's in Accra on JoyNews, trying to promote his party and all that. There's somebody down there visiting the delegates, talking to them, acquaintance, getting close to them. By the time he gets back to the constituency, if he's not careful, he's off. So you come to parliament and you see that out of the enormous number they have, sometimes it's difficult to have a quorum. It's not because they are not prepared to work, but it's because there are other responsibilities that they have to take care of and resource themselves to go back to the constituency. So it's a conversation that we need to be very frank about it.
Wow.
I concur with that.
It is difficult. It is difficult.
Hey, your job is hard.
Yeah, it is. It is difficult.
No, you have to write about the life of an MP.
In fact,
It is.
the interesting thing, because you remember when we were talking about the Constitutional Review Committee, I brought up some of these things. And you see, the stress alone with regards to movement, expenditure, and all that is too much for the Ghanaian MP. And I feel that, like Honorable rightly said, it's about time that we have this kind of public debate and public education, to ensure that, constituents, would understand the kind of burden that they place on, our MPs. Moving forward, I also believe that, MPs should have a proper setup within their constituencies with one or two professionals, all right, who will coordinate activities for them. That will ease a lot of burdens placed on them, and it will save them a whole lot of money with some of these things. I see that some of these things are things artificial and things that MPs have actually created for themselves. Well, we will do our part. We are starting the political marketing program at UNIVA. And so we will write to Parliament, to, as it were, allow us to come and train some of you, in there. And I think that it will probably help in terms of administrative setup in constituencies, how MPs can navigate, how MPs can strategize for their campaigning, and all that without incurring costs. One of the biggest problems that MPs face, I think that Honorable is equally doing the right thing, except that the monetary aspect of it is difficult. One thing that I believe is that you don't start campaigning when it is campaign time. So when we get that kind of nod, from Parliament to come and train MPs, you push some of these things in there for them to appreciate it and then probably help them to reduce some of the cost.
All right. So let's start with a story I saw this morning and I was so shocked about the possibility of a hospital in Teshie Camp 2. It's not a hospital, it's a clinic, where we are told that because of the water shortage, there's likelihood of the spread of diseases. And when I listened to the nurses, I was like, wow. If I lived in that area, probably I would not step foot in that clinic again. But let's take that report again. When we come, my guest will dissect the issues.
The deepening water crisis is taking a heavy toll on residents of Teshie, particularly in the Camp 2 area. At the local clinic, nurses say the absence of running water has transformed routine healthcare into a daily struggle, with deteriorating sanitation contributing to the spread of infections within the facility.
Infection, because with the bed sheets, washing it is a problem. So I say spread of infection is really becoming high here because we have to use water to wash the bedsheet before we can use it for another patient. But because we can't get water to wash the bedsheet, if the person lies on it and we see, oh, this one is not dirty, so let me let the other patient use it. Maybe you can't see it with your eyes that it's dirty, but it's really dirty. So infection is really a problem for us now.
Include to that, imagine wee-wee on wee-wee. Okay, somebody would have to use the washroom, and since there's no water to flush immediately, the next person will also have to do that until there's a pile up and then we are able to flush. So there really is going to be an infection spread.
Health workers explained that the clinic frequently operates without water, making it impossible to wash bedspreads or disinfect washrooms after patient use. They say they are forced to buy sachet water with their own money just to provide basic care, a practice they warn cannot continue.
I had to go back home because I wanted to use the washroom and then there was no water. And at that time too, there was no sachet water to buy. So I had to just rush, take a taxi, go back home and then come back to the workplace.
Just imagine you having an antenatal or a mother who has delivered and she really has to take her bath. You know, blood has a bit of a stench, so she will have to take her bath. So we really have to fill the buckets. Yeah.
So you see, from patient to patient, you have to wash your hands. But because there is no water, sometimes you are tempted to use the sanitizer to wash your hands. And then too much of it too is not really good. And then the sanitizer, I don't think it really helps a lot because if you are doing invasive procedures and use sanitizer and then go to another patient, cross-infection. It's not really helping us, so they should do something about it for us.
We purchase water with our own pocket money, and we have to travel distances to fetch water. Sometimes 20 cedis a day for the gallons of water. So when you come to sachet, we spend like between 30 and 50 cedis.
The impact of the water shortage extends beyond the clinic. Food vendors in the community say the lack of water has forced many of them to halt operations, cutting off their primary source of income.
Oh, 5 months now. I haven't
been able to cook and sell for about 5 months now. I have to travel to Osu and Labadi just to buy water before I can work. The situation is really serious and the authorities need to do something about it.
Me try on is one of me dali kranu titwe bi pera me dali na me bae na me benu aduane na ahia me aduane kra me benu anu krampo ensu aduane na me benu anu
ye hu nyina ahihye pure water na yeto na ye di dware.
We are bleeding because we have to buy sachet water for domestic use. I've stopped cooking because I don't get water. I can't use unhygienic water to cook and sell. So for now I've stopped working.
Me ntumi mfa nso enye nton na yare nchimi na yare nchimi nua bia obeto nsu obeto aduane no nti na insan aduane no mantumi aye bio.
Residents also describe daily hardships, long walks in search of water, escalating costs of sachet water, and growing fears of disease outbreaks as basic hygiene becomes increasingly difficult.
A very difficult situation for the people of Scriptural Electoral area, by extension, the whole of the municipality. Very precarious, very frustrating. People are supposed to go to work, but because of water problem, all of them has just decided to go search for water. So that is what many of them are doing. Many of them are entrepreneurs. Many of them are government workers. Me myself, as I'm speaking, I'm a government worker at the municipal assembly. But when I was coming, I was also called that this is the situation.
This morning I've delivered water to several people. It's very serious. Even what the bucket of water to even bath to work is a problem. To cook as well, yes. They are going through that. I think you heard it from my sister over there.
Nowadays, if we want to fetch water, unless we go to Tebibiano or Triblo, and the water price to some, they are selling it 5 cedi, 6 cedi, and things. So we are suffering. We are really suffering.
We've been suffering because of water.
We've been going far places because of water. And as at now, we are still facing that problem.
So I no pay in Jala, Jane, say Jali. Say, some colonel be a square son of Pomudal Cosco, or Mobanso, a so Mudra, saying, ye knew say the best Samamuti, or Mudaluco school by in Jalo, will be no more domon sad and some boy.
With healthcare delivery, livelihoods, and daily life under strain, residents are calling for urgent intervention, warning that failure to act could escalate the crisis into a full-scale public health emergency for the entire Teshie community.
So that is the challenge in the Teshie area, and I must say it extends to even Nungwa and other adjoining communities, Lashibi, part of Spinters as well, because we have other people sending us report from that area. We've been joined on the line by the Director of Public Relations and Communications of the Ghana Water Company Limited, Stanley Mate. I'm grateful to you, sir, for joining. What's really the reason why people in Teshie and other adjoining communities cannot have water?
Yeah, good morning, Kojo, and good morning to viewers. I'll first of all begin with an apology to the people of Teshie, Nungwa, Shadow, Princess Road, Batruna, Lashibi, and surrounding communities. And the Ghana Water Limited is sorry for the situation in which we all find ourselves. I come from Teshie. I'm an indigenous of Teshie. I hail from Teshie, and I live in Teshie. So I'm also part. So we apologize, all of us. And I want to assure the general public that whatever we are going through now is in our interest. So please, that we all bear with the situation. We know it's a terrible situation, but let's not bear with the situation. Well, Ghana Water Limited does everything possible to solve the situation, and then we all can enjoy water regularly as it used to be before October. And I'm saying before October because in October we have shut down the desalination plant for two reasons. One, for maintenance, two, for some legal issues. And so we have come out with a new ration program where every area affected is going to get water 2 days in a week. If you look at the population in that area, 2 days a week is woefully inadequate. But we managed it in October, managed it in November, and later part of December. And then the Christmas festivity. I'm sure because most of us were at home and enjoying the festivity, the demand for water went up, and as a result, we are feeling the pain. But rest assured, we are doing everything possible to ensure that the impact is not really felt. So you realize that last week in Teshie and Nungwa, the situation was better because of the measures that we have put in place. This week, we are going to continue working hard to ensure that water gets to more places so that people can have access to water. We'll encourage everybody within the area to cultivate a culture of storing water while water is flowing. So that the event where water is not flowing, you resort to your storage. I apologize again, and I want to assure the general public that the government now is working seriously with the Ghana Water Limited to ensure that this ends as early as practicable. So let's all be prayerful and hopeful that things will end as early as possible. When we are able to resolve the situation, we'll put the plant back to operation, and then we all can enjoy regular water. Thank you.
So if I get you, this is as a result of the shutdown of the desalination plant.
Yes. Proud to that, we haven't had this challenge. You know, in the around 2010, 2011, thereabout, we had a serious challenge within that the same area. And so government works very hard to ensure that it brings in investors to put up the desalination plant. And the desalination plant was commissioned in 2015 by His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama. After that time, we haven't had any significant challenge with water in that area. And until now that we have shut down the treatment plant. If there has been any challenge, it has just been as a result of some issues with the desal, which is settled in no time. And then we continue serving the people with water. So there hasn't been any significant challenge since April 2015. And we are hopeful that we are going to go back into operation with the desal as soon as we can. And then everybody should be fine.
So are your engineers able to tell us when the plant can come back to life so that the people can then determine when they would have some respite in the challenges they are confronted with now?
Yeah, I've mentioned two issues why the plant is down. One is maintenance, and as engineers, we can set up timelines for maintenance to be completed. But for legal issues, it's a bit challenging for me to give a definite time. That is why I'm reluctant to mention a definite time when the thing is going to come on board. But like I said, the government now has taken a step, which I hope that by the end of January, this impasse should end, and then we plan back to operation. So let's not go let's not pray for hope, and that things will go well, and then we can put the plan back into operation as practicable. So
we're expecting that by February the plant will be up, if everything goes according to plan.
It could be earlier. It could be earlier. Like I said, government, and that I can give a firm assurance that government now has taken a step into solving the situation, and so we are hopeful that very soon, the plant could come back. Thank you.
What is this legal issue about?
They are legal issues. So I hope you appreciate the fact that I'm not in a good position to talk about legal issues. So please permit me that.
Okay.
But rest assured, I can speak on authority that government has taken a step in this direction and supporting the Ghana Water Limited to put the plant back into operation.
So you're saying that in the meantime, every 2 weeks, water is supplied to the people of Teshie and its environs?
Every week, Teshie will have 2 days of supply.
Okay.
And will have 2 days of supply. So when Teshie has supply, then areas like Shadow and Airport Hills and some other areas along the Princess Road will have water. And then the other 2 days, Nungwa, Lashibi, Sakumono, and then some parts of Princess will also have access to water. Now, the rest of the state also shared or given to Mashama, Tama Industrial Area, all the Tama community, and surrounding or adjoining community of Tama.
Okay, so for the CAM2 clinic, for example, is there any CSR activity that Ghana Water can do for them, probably provision of a polytank so they could store water? Because if you listen to their story, the nurses use their own money to buy water and also to get sachet water to help the patients there. Is there a respite that Ghana Water Company could probably do especially for them?
Yeah, national security and NATMO are working closely with us, and we are giving priority to essential service providers like the hospitals and clinics, like the Bush Road
Teshie CAM2
clinic and CAM2 clinic. So if any of such institutions have any challenge, they should reach out to the Member of Parliament for the area or to the Ghana Water Limited District Office, or to any of our hotlines in our call center, and then they will attend us. They can also talk to the community leaders like assemblymen who will also visit us, and then national security, and then we can get some water.
Okay. So we'll let the Teshie come to a clinic contact the water company so that they could get some support from you.
Yes, we also have heard their plight on air, so we'll also see what we can do to also get to them water. I've not been there yet because I had a news yesterday, so I'll see the possibility of getting my team and myself visit to the place, and if they have some storage, then it makes it easier for us to supply them water. If they don't have a storage, then it becomes difficult. So that we'll plead with the public. If anybody can donate some reservoir, like a poly tank or printed tank or whatever, any reservoir to the clinic, so that they are able to store water, will also help in that vein.
Okay. We'll be happy to cover this particular story in terms of the solution to that. We're grateful for joining us.
Yeah, I'm also grateful for having me. Thank you.
Stanley Mate is the Director of Public Relations and Communications for the Ghana Water Company Limited there. I think if it's about polytank, we can even buy one for them, right? But anyway, let's leave it there. Maybe I'll pick your thought on that briefly, and then we can go to our next topic.
Yeah, well, I think for you, water is a basic necessity. And of course, all of us need it to survive. And the lack of it only inflicts frustrations and untold hardship. And the spectacle we are seeing is not good enough. It is also very encouraging that our brother has indicated that measures have been taken within the shortest possible time. This will be enabling but that's all that we want to see, because this also calls to attention that at least some of these facilities should begin to have a backup plan. Even if you take a official corporate, or maybe you sell your store, said that even if you have a poly tank and you mount it, I'm sure when we face challenges like this, getting water from somewhere to be pumped in it will help, rather than the little that they are struggling to get. Normally, we are so comfortable when everything is all right, without having a plan B. And when we are hit hard, everybody sees how weak we are as a people. It is my hope that this facility, especially in Accra, this is even happening in Accra. You can imagine some other facilities out of Accra, what it means. I was living in Butwe before 2016. The kind of frustrations we go through to get water. But as somewhere 2014, that issue has been resolved, and you can see that brought about respite. And people have suddenly forgotten. And this is a country where sometimes you move around when you see pipelines that are best, water pouring away. Meanwhile, people are sleeping with water, struggling to even get clean water to drink. Some of my communities in the Sesala East, for instance, go see. It will surprise you as late as 2 a.m. You see women queuing around the valley, just struggling to get water. But thankfully, it is for us. We have to make a situation better as a people. There's a point that any other person who has been given an opportunity to serve this country, you brighten the corner wherever you are. Make sure that you add or not to subtract. We are doing everything possible. I am happy that measures have been taken immediately. We can all support from one way or the other. It's not a good spectacle, especially happening in the heart of our capital. That is not good enough.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. When I listened to the documentary, I was a little bit alarmed, especially at the hospital. And when the Director of Communication was speaking and said the problem will be resolved in February, I said, hey.
He says even maybe earlier.
I said, from the video we saw, the documentary we saw, we shouldn't be talking about February.
No.
This is an emergency situation that has to be dealt with as quickly as possible. You know, and maintenance, they knew. Everybody, I'm sure Ghana Water knows that. They know their maintenance timetable. And so measures should have been put in place way before that maintenance period took place. And I'm happy my brother spoke first, because where he comes from, water is an incredible necessity. You know, so he will build a borehole. Somebody in Accra so this MP, what I see that was just a borehole, but that is a monumental project in his constituency because as he tells you, from by 2 a.m. people are at the riverside trying to get some water. I went to Confanoche to visit a constituent, and I was shocked when I asked, "Where's your wife?" So Okoto is Sushi. Confanoche teaching hospital. Hot water. And they are watching, they are listening to me. It happens. So even if at Confanoche, we are buying hot water to take care of patients, you can imagine what happens in Efidia Kwabre Buomai or Sisala East. So if this is happening in Accra, it's quite scary, and that's why when he began to talk about February, I was a little bit worried because this can't continue till February. It's going to have a major effect on the people around that area. So we will just plead with Ghana Water. Remedial measures must be brought as quickly as possible. I mean, getting trucks to supply water to the residents on a daily basis, and I'm sure some of them are prepared to even pay. You know, they should just make arrangement to get water to them on a regular basis so that they can have water flowing through their taps. Otherwise, the reports and the communication from the communication director is quite difficult to comprehend, especially with the time frame for the problem to be solved. And he talked about some legal tussle. He couldn't give us a brief on that. But what does it mean? Does it mean that because of the legal tussle, the plant cannot be switched on until the court case is completed? What happens? What do the people do? Teshie and Ningwa in those areas. So they should wait for the court to complete their whole process before they get water? It can't be. We have to find another innovative way of keeping the people safe. Ghana Water must, as quickly as possible, move to areas where there's water, arrange for trucks to come and deliver water. And I'm sure the residents are prepared to make some contribution to that so that they can get water to flow.
Right, Dr. Tutuboy.
Listening to the man, for me, probably because he has to talk. That's why he's talking. I mean, I don't know whether he was trying to save his face or the face of the entire Ghana Water Company. It's a big shame, you know, when it comes to the management of Ghana Water Company. And Honorable was talking about sometimes you are moving and you see water just coming out of pipes, burst pipes, no monitoring systems and all that. In any way, when he was talking, did he even explain why, you know, a whole hospital facility in Teshie, you know, will be cut from water supply? Did he give the reasons?
No, he says the entire area gets water in every 2 days because they are rationing water in the area.
What should that be? Modern day Ghana. What should that be? Why?
What can they do?
Have they not asked for increase in, you know, water tariffs? And for the past 10 years or so, if my memory serves me right, Ghana Water continuously every year asks for. Is that the quality of service that customers deserve? Is that the quality of service that we are asking for? Is that the quality of service that we have paid for? I mean, I don't get it. People pretend to be working when in fact they are actually not working. And where in this world, I mean, an advanced democracy like that of Ghana, that you would see water just failing like that. And I don't get some of these things, all right? If it is about a system failure, let us know it is a system failure. And then probably you find ways of, you know, fixing the system, all right? Rather than probably coming to speak on issues that, you know, for me, it is just because you need a defense. So you have to defend it. All right? So let's assume that, you know, someone's need for water, you know, doesn't get to the 2 days that they would be ready to supply the water, what happens? It means that that person will have to probably go the extra mile, to buy water elsewhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that not cost? Meanwhile, at the end of the month, you will still come with that same bill for the person to pay. You understand? And so, what of this? You see, let me tell you, Kojo, probably you may want to send your people to Teshie and some other areas to investigate. I hear that some people, would construct reservoirs, right? And then they will store the water and be selling to, the community. All right? So it's a whole cartel. It's a whole cartel. All right? So some of these things should be uncovered. I mean, I think that Honorable is here. You can probably let the minister.
The issue on Parliament.
No.
The senior honorable is here.
The senior honorable, you are in power. He's in opposition. or he's a ranking member.
Yeah, a ranking member. Collins has always been a fine gentleman.
So I am appealing to the two honorables. Probably you may want to raise this on the floor of Parliament.
Yeah, sure.
All right. I hear that there's a cartel that are making money out of some of these shortages. So it probably will not be a natural shortage, but an artificial shortage that has been created for some people to get rich and to exploit the poor within that community.
Okay. Interesting. Well, let me introduce our next guest, Hopeson Adorye. Is a member of the Movement for Change, now the UP Plus Party, United Party. Okay, all right.
We don't want to hear the Movement for Change again. It's
okay.
United Party.
United Party.
That's right.
Okay, all right. Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you.
This one here from Professor Douglas Frimpong, Douglas Boateng, he says, I hope JoyNews follows up and reports back in February. What is happening is too serious to be treated as a passing headline. It is sad and is deeply unfortunate. When the Director of Communications of Ghana Water Company Limited says is, quote and unquote, a maintenance problem, it raises a heavier question than it answers. Maintenance does not happen by accident. It is planned, it is budgeted for, it is assigned, it has names, decks, schedules, and signatures behind it. If maintenance failed, then responsibility failed with it. But then he adds the legal side of the whole issue. So this is not a government issue in the abstract. This is a Ghana Water Company issue. Institutions exist so that responsibility is clear, not blared. So what is wrong with us is not that problems exist. Every society has problems. What is wrong with us is how easily we learn to live with them. How quickly outrage becomes routine, how suffering becomes background noise. Teshie Camp 2 is not just a story about water, it is a story about conscience. And until we treat neglect as a moral failure, not just an administrative one, the taps may run again, but the sickness in our civic soul will remain. So we need to deal with it. Yeah. Well, maybe Hopeson just joined us, so I have to move on. Or you still want to talk about the water?
Just a
okay,
quick,
yeah, that's yeah.
I think I was monitoring and I associate with all the earlier speakers. And my point is, what action are we taking against the management of Ghana Water Company? Because this is, I can term it as a clear negligence of duty. Because you cannot, your incompetence should not be my cost. Are you getting it? Now that we are not getting water, it means that I have to go extra mile and then get water for myself. So you are adding additional burden to my already. So we need to deal with the management of Ghana Water Company. Look, I live at a place around East Legon. And we are under Legon Water District. Where we are, the allegation is that you always see this trucks bringing water. So I complained about my line. They made me change the lines about 3 times. Still, no water. From October 2025 to now, not a drop of water has gone through my taps. Unfortunately, I was there, then I received December bill. In fact, those who follow my Facebook, I posted it there, that I have not even received a drop of water. Why are you bill? So upon critical study of the bill, you know, the institutional charges, they've taken all. Hey, you did not give me water. Yeah, how can you charge for that? Yeah. The VAT and the other things. So, in fact, I was mad. I am planning to go to the office and then meet the manager and tell them to reverse it immediately. You see, we always push some of this blame on government. That's our problem. Instead of us dealing with the Ghana Water Company, the management, then we'll sit down and say, oh, government is not doing anything. I mean, how can we do that? So I am of the view that as citizens, we need to plan. And maybe one of these days, we storm at Ghana Water, their head office and district offices where we are having these programs, and then demand accountability. Because we cannot live like this. In a country where we have everything and
the tariffs keeps going up.
Going up. Every year, government will make a budgetary allocation for Ghana Water Company. What are they using the money for? The bills that we pay. How are they using it? To come and tell me that maintenance program, no, those people must be fired. Look, there are these young graduates who are capable of handling some of these things. I can tell you, the youth, they have the brains, they can think and then, implement whatever they want to do. But we leave them home. Then we go and put this 60 years, 59 years, and at times they give them contracts to be there messing up with our lives. We cannot entertain this. So I am of the view that as a nation, we need to rise up against Ghana Water. For example, electricity company will come and tell you, oh, we are incurring debt, so we need to do this. It's total nonsense, excuse my language.
That's the truth.
I pay before I use the electricity. So how can you tell me that you've run into a loss? Not that, oh, I was using it before you bill me. I pay for what I am using. I pay ahead before I use it. And then you come back and tell me that you've incurred debt, so I should pay. We should not be entertaining some of these things. We need to take it as a nation and then deal with it once and for all. So the people of Teshie should start planning their demonstration. Those of us under Legon Water, we should start planning our demonstration. We need to demand management to do some work. We should not sit down and then everything will be blaming government. It should not be so.
He says they would resolve it probably earlier before the end of January.
It's unacceptable.
Okay.
This PRO you spoke to, he has been there for long.
Yeah, Stanley.
And he understands the antics and, you know, when you call him, he will be able to convince you within the shortest possible time. So always he has been convincing us. This time round, we are not going to take it. We demand accountability. Honorable, you people are in Parliament. Is it not possible we can sue Ghana Water Company?
We can use parliamentary processes to bring the managing director.
But we cannot sue them.
Who? As an institution, it's a body corporate. Anybody can sue.
Because even you have a contract with them. So if you are not getting the same,
what is going on? Yes. And a whole clinic, they have to be filing whatever before. Why? Even in your home, why you do it and you don't even fresh it well? Look at how you feel. Then they start filing it.
then we accept it. It has become a normal thing in our lives.
That's serious.
Look at, you give a road to a contractor, you just do something shabby, then boom, 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 boom. We don't care. Can you do that somewhere elsewhere? You cannot. Before you start your road, you need to prepare a motorable road for commuters.
Okay.
Before you start yours. So Ghana Water, all this, they are. My friend will say, "Oh, where you are you getting it?" There is no sense in that. We demand accountability. They should be able to resolve it as early as possible.
Okay. I hope I had the power. I would have said, let's start the AM Show Water project. But we'll discuss with our bosses to see how we can, because there are some issues I sincerely feel that we could have gone into support. For example, a community may not have water. We could just put up, dig a borehole, put up a poly tank, and it becomes a support that you could render to these people. At least I can surcharge my bosses here 10,000. I have 40,000 already. We can do the project.
That was a point I jotted when I was listening. You know, these institutions, clinic, hospitals, and other things, I am still amazed why they don't have boreholes.
That was alternative.
Every clinic should have a borehole in case of failure of Ghana Water. Then you resort to that. You see, you go there, you don't treat you free. You pay.
So, but you also know that the cost of drilling one borehole has become very expensive.
Oh, how much?
No,
I've been doing some for communities.
It will depend on your capacity.
A whole clinic, you cannot even get 14,000 to.
No, is that where we're choosing to face responsibility? No. You see, let's face it, because when you go to certain communities and they are using IGF, it will become very difficult for them to embark on it unless they get external support.
When they want, they will do it, even with external support. I am sure if they took.
For me, I disagree with that.
Okay,
they can do it.
Anyway,
they can do it.
But I'm sure if we should put up a project,
Teshie.
all of you will support it, so we can do this
Exactly,
for communities. So my producer will think about it. We can do the AM Show Water project and get this done. Well, let's move from water, from one utility that is very important, to another, power. Which, of course, if you don't have, you don't want to be in the hot conditions in the night. The government says they've been able to clear the debt owed to some gas suppliers, over $1 billion. But we understand from our research team that they still owe IPPs over $700 million. So, head of research at JoyNews, Isaac Kofi, is joining us in studio with much more on this. Kofi, what do we know about the situation we're talking about?
Kojo, so we need to break down this headline that we saw over the weekend, and that headline was that Mahama administration pays $1.47 billion to clear energy sector debt and restore, World Bank guarantee within first year. Key word we need to focus on is clear energy sector debt. That has not been done yet. Per our checks, energy sector debt, we still have energy sector debt, legacy debt to be paid. And so this $1.47 billion that was paid by the Mahama administration hasn't cleared the energy sector debt. And we will explain with numbers based on the research that we have done. And so if you go to the next slide, which talks about the total amount that has been paid so far with a breakdown, if you can do that for me, that amounts about $1.47 billion. That's the amount that has been paid so far. But that amount, in fact, went into different sectors. For instance, the World Bank guarantee that, according to this current administration, was emptied, has been restored, and they paid over $500 million to do that. There's also payments made to, gas suppliers, ENI, they told us about $480 million that has been paid. And independent power producers who hold about 70% of the power that we consume in this country were also paid 393 million Ghana cedis. So, dollars.
That sums up to be the
exactly. That sums up to be the $1.47 billion.
Okay.
So that $1.47 billion we are saying didn't go to just IPPs. It went to different quarters, and we'll try and break that one down for you.
Let's get that resolved. I'm sure we'll get that done. But we're trying to explain, how the $1.47 billion that the government paid we understand it's not to clear energy sector debt because there still exists some of the debt.
Let's go ahead. I mean, let's try and understand how much debt in terms of IPPs, because that has become the bone of contention at the moment. IPPs yesterday issued a statement, and the headline of that statement was that IPP's debt cleared. But in that statement, they themselves confirmed that a portion of that debt has been cleared. So we should understand that IPPs, for instance, at the time that this administration took over, the outstanding legacy debts owed IPPs was around $1.4 billion US. And remember that over the years since we did the restructuring, we've been trying to get IPPs to sit at the negotiation table to agree to some level of haircut. The former finance minister, Dr. Amin Adam, tried to get IPPs at the negotiation table. That did not work, but this previous administration, according to what we know so far, they have been able to do that. And in fact, if you look at this $1.4 billion that was inherited by the previous administration, after the restructuring, IPPs then agreed that they were going to accept some level of haircut. And according to the finance minister, IPPs decided to forgo some $250 million, It means that they've written that amount off. So after the restructuring, the outstanding amount left was about $1.1 billion. And this was the amount that was reprofiled, and government made a commitment to be paying regularly. So it was out of this $1.1 billion that government paid $393 million last year, right? So per our checks, after paying this $393 million, government is still left with about $707 million to be paid as far as debts owed IPPs is concerned. So it will be factually inaccurate for anybody to say that debt owed IPPs have been cleared. Now let's try and understand this. How much are IPPs even expecting this year? Per the arrangement, government has a commitment to pay IPPs $345 million this year. So they've been paid $393 million last year. IPPs are expecting $345 million this year. And yesterday we spoke to the president of the chamber, the CEO of the chamber, who said that, well, I mean, payments are being made, but they still believe that they're still not out of the woods yet. And after the reprofiling, this is government's commitment, and they expect government to pay. And currently, cash waterfall mechanism, according to what we've gathered so far, has been on a very, very good trajectory. But the key question we all have to ask is that this $1.47 billion, or the payment of legacy debt or shortfalls in the energy sector, isn't new. The simple answer is that this isn't new. Maybe the only thing new, looking at what was announced over the weekend, is the aspect of the World Bank guarantee that the government has restored $597 million, US dollars. But in terms of paying outstanding invoices to gas suppliers, this isn't new. If you look at legacy debt owed IPP's payment, this also isn't new. Let's try and get some level, some data to prove it. This is the Finance Minister, Dr. Teshie Latifos, giving an update in the 2025 budget, his first budget that he read. And according to him, well, if you look at IPPs, how much the previous administration paid IPPs as legacy debt and shortfalls in 2024, it was $395 million, and that is higher than the $393 million paid last year, right? And you can see the list of IPPs that enjoyed this amount of money. And in terms of gas suppliers, is this the first time we are paying gas suppliers? The answer is simply no. Last 2 years, that's 2024, government paid more than even $480 million that they paid last year to gas suppliers. If you look at Stratcom, Tallow, and all of that, total amount paid in 2024 by the previous administration was around $775 million US dollars to gas suppliers alone. If you come to SOEs, where we pay shortfalls, especially to ECG and BUI, government paid $250 million US dollars, and totaling that amount was also more than some $1.4 billion in 2024. So per our checks, this isn't new. Maybe the only aspect that we are seeing to be new is the fact that government has made a decision to restore the World Bank partial risk guarantee of $597 million. The caution from the IMF is that the energy sector still remains a bane. And in fact, the only, new thing about our current arrangement is the fact that we've managed to get the cash waterfall mechanism, running. And based on what the finance minister said, this is the first time in 2025 that we did not add any new debts in the energy sector. But currently, IPPs are expecting government to pay them some $345 million this year. And that is the commitment after the reprofiling of that $1.4 billion. So at the moment, even though government has paid $393 million out of that, what they owe IPPs, the outstanding balance is still $707 million to be paid. And government has already told the IMF that they are going to pay this within 4 to 5 years. And the finance minister has been very categorical in the 2026 budget. He said that by the end of 2028, the expectation is that they will pay this $707 million or the remaining amount owed IPPs. But at the moment, we can confirm that government has paid 35% of what they owe IPPs, but they are still left with some 64% to be paid. And the expectation is that this should be cleared by the end of 2028, Kojo.
Thank you very much, Isaac Kofi Adorye, there with a detailed breakdown of what exactly is happening in the energy sector when it comes to payment of debt. Has government paid it all? We now know that government hasn't cleared the entire energy sector debt. There's still some over $700 million to be paid. Well, let me start with the former Deputy Minister of Energy, Collins Ademaku-Mensah. This obviously is good, right?
Oh, good.
They made a commitment.
I don't know why people are all over the place discussing this as if there's everything is politics in Ghana. If a government owes and is able to pay part of it, it's good news. Everybody should be fine with it. I don't see why.
I think
I'm coming. I'll come there.
Okay.
I'll get to that point. And I think the issue has to do with the way the statement was couched. It created the impression that this is the first time something of this sort is happening. And so I realized the former finance minister had to quickly come and refer to Dr. Atto-Forson's own budget, which acknowledge, and your analyst just put there, that is not the first time you are making payments to IPPs on legacy debts. So first of all, any situation that, as it were, goes to reduce our debts to our IPPs is a good thing. I don't think anybody should be surprised about that. But you see, I would have been surprised if this payment had not been made. I would have been very surprised because of what had happened within the year. In March, when Dr. Atto-Forson presented the budget, and I have a copy of the energy sector bill. In March, this is the energy sector levies bill. He came to Parliament to do a consolidation of some levies and called it the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy. At the time in March, he had indicated to us that this consolidation was not going to lead to an increment in the tariffs or the levies. Then in June, he comes back again to do an amendment to the earlier bill, and that was when he brought the 1 Ghana cedi. Then when he brought the 1 Ghana cedi, he accompanied the bill with something they call the fiscal impact analysis report, which indicated that this 1 Ghana cedi was going to accrue as much as 5.4 billion Ghana cedis to government yearly. So when he presented the 2026 budget, he was supposed to give us an update of how much has accrued into that fund based on the 1 Ghana cedi that was. And this is the budget, Appendix 2B. And I think everybody can go back and look at it. This is the other revenue, energy debt recovery levy. That is the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy. He was anticipating to get 8.6 billion, even more than his fiscal impact analysis report. In fact, as at the third quarter, he had raised 4.1 billion. But he was very sure that by the end of 2025, he was going to get 8.6 billion. And let me read the objects of the bill as presented to us by Dr. Atto-Forson. The object of the amendment, when he brought the amendment, The object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025, Act 1135, to increase the rates of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debts, and stabilize power supply. That was the object of the bill. So this money that he received, the only use of this money is to pay legacy debts, part of it. So I don't see why people are all over the place. Now just divide 8.6 billion by the current interest rates of 11. Just divide it. You can just pick your phone and divide it. 8.6 billion divided by 11.
Okay.
He has accrued almost $800 million just on the one Ghana cedi. So if he uses 393 out of that almost 800 billion to clear legacy debt, it's so normal a process, and I don't know why everybody's all over the place. It's a very normal process. You have increased tariffs by one Ghana cedi.
So it's 781.
Take out 393.
393.
Yes. He still even has excess.
93 million, right?
Yes, that's what he has paid to the IPPs. He still even has excess.
388
and that is why that excess has gone into fuel purchase and all that. So there's nothing strange about it. In fact, I would have been surprised if by now the IPP debt legacy debt had not been reduced, because that was the object of the one Ghana cedis.
So the ones that we are paying is what is paid.
Absolutely. In fact, he has reported it in his budget of how much has accrued to the fund by this one Ghana cedi. It's in the budget. And the budget, he's telling us that he's planning to get the amount is 8.6 billion Ghana cedi.
Ghana cedi.
Yes.
But this is dollars, right?
That's to convert this to dollars. And you got $700 and something dollars. Yeah. So Dr. Atto Forson by December has 700 and almost $800 million from the one Ghana cedi. If he uses almost 400 million out of it to pay for legacy debt, which was the object of the one Ghana cedi, why is everybody all over the place? It's so normal. He has to pay. If he doesn't pay, I'll be surprised. Okay. Because in March, the Act said by March 31st, he's supposed to report back to Parliament on the usage of that one Ghana cedi. So it is a very normal process. Again, he himself in his 2025 budget indicated, and your
head of research
has indicated that paying money to IPPs is a very normal process. In fact, we've done it so many times. So many times. But I must commend them, especially on the cash waterfall. And people don't get the cash waterfall. There's a difference between the ECG revenue and what goes into the cash waterfall.
Yeah.
You must commend them on how far they have moved almost all the entire revenue of ECG into the cash waterfall mechanism. That you must commend them. And I don't have any problem at all saying so. They've done well because, and don't forget that the cash waterfall ECG revenue will obviously go up. Don't forget that as we speak now, almost 23% has gone up in tariffs on ECG. So it's not also very strange that the amount of revenue from ECG has gone up. By the end of 2025, almost 18.3% in ECG tariffs. By January, we were told that another 9.something% has hit. So it's not strange. It's not strange at all. I want to even commend them for ensuring that the purpose of the one Ghana cedi is being used. And he has said that he wants to use about 4 years to clear that. He has used 3.something. He has indicated to us in the 2026 budget. On the basis of this, don't forget that this money just half year. The bill took effect in June. So if within just half year he was able to raise 8.3 billion, you can imagine what will happen in the whole of this year.
Do you know whether he was able to raise it? Because this was projection.
No. He gave us an indication. He gave us, even as at the third quarter, he had raised 4.1 billion.
Yes.
And then he gave us that projection.
So because he was going to make the remaining in the last quarter.
Absolutely, because he knows the amount of fuel coming in, and the amount of fuel being purchased, because those data comes from NPP.
Okay.
So it is very clear for him to extrapolate.
Okay.
Because June, July, you don't have a lot of activities. In the last quarter in December, there's a lot of movement. So the amount of fuel to be consumed will go up. So it's easy for the finance minister to project by the end of the year he's going to get this amount. So if you have this amount and you pay IPPs, it's nothing. Okay. Akufo-Addo, NPP, he didn't have one Ghana cedi. But he paid 1.4 billion.
It was Esla.
He paid 1.4, but this one is still Esla. What Ato Forson did is not, he has not taken Esla out. He has even increased Esla. Esla is still there. What Dr. Ato Forson did in June was to increase the levies on Esla. So I'm saying that if Akufo-Addo, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, NPP, with the same Esla amount, not the 1 Ghana cedi, was able to pay 1.4 billion, and Dr. Ato Forson with an additional Esla and an increment of almost 24% in electricity tariff is paying another 1.4. Why is everybody all over the place? So for me, I think that yes, it's good. Whenever I see things like this, I don't just condemn. I'm happy about that. Government is doing very well to reduce our debt to IPPs. And me, for the whole statement, the most significant part for me is the renegotiation of the IPPs. That for me is the most important aspect. Okay. Because the bane of this energy sector debt is the IPP debt. So if you are able to renegotiate the debts, and the last time they met the Energy Committee, they are yet to bring it to Parliament. But tentatively, they've been able to agree on some terms. And I'm sure when it comes to Parliament, quickly we will have it done.
Is it the terms what Isaac made us aware that the amount should be paid over the 4-year period?
Yeah, the legacy debt. They have agreed with them to pay it 4-year period. And they've done the first payment of 3 something. And don't forget, I'm saying the 3 point something that is the 340, 90 something is because they have some extra money. Revenue. And that was the purpose for that 1 Ghana cedi.
So what our research team was to fact check that statement that the energy sector debt had been paid.
Yes.
To know that it has not been cleared off totally.
And to be fair to Dr. Ato Forson, his state, it's the heading that was misleading. But when you read the text itself, it did not say in the text that they've paid all the debt. But it is the heading that says that government has, of course, there is a politician.
Of course, but you also know
he's a politician.
You also know that some people only look at the headline.
And I'm saying that he's a politician.
Our job as the media house is to
Are you not getting my point? He's a politician. So when he says Mahama administration pays 1.4 billion to clear energy sector debt, it's catchy.
Just to give interest to it.
Absolutely, it's catchy. It's exciting.
Our job as a media house is also to ensure to point people.
But absolutely, it's catchy. It's exciting.
But the difference really tells you whatever we have done. You made it look as if you caught a thief. That's the way you are portraying. As if you caught a thief.
No, but what the media house has done is to put the heading in context.
Yes, exactly.
Because the heading,
just to open up the body.
Listen, my brother, when the statement came out, I mean, you can speak to anybody.
A lot of people look at
the point was that.
So the problem is the clear.
Yes, no, it's clear all debt.
But no, they did not add all. Is it clear?
You see, Mahama administration pays to clear energy sector debt.
To clear.
Yes, so you see, it created the impression. I guess it created the impression. You know something? Somebody called me. Collins. So you people, what did you do? Ato Forson within 1 year has paid the debt.
Somebody even said that.
You get the point of it. That was the narrative. That was the narrative. But the truth of the matter is that the same way Nana Addo Akufo-Addo in 2024, 1 year, without the 1 Ghana cedi.
Oh.
Yes, without the 1 Ghana cedi additional. He's paid 1.4 billion.
He was using the E-levy.
1.4.
No, this had nothing to do with it. It wasn't the ESLA.
1.46.
Yes. It's the same 1 billion, but that was ESLA. But what Ato Forson did was that he increased the ESLA levy by an additional 1 Ghana cedi. At the time, the amount of fuel that they needed to power was a problem. So they increased it, and if you look into the object, there's one shortfall and to pay the legacy debt. So what he has done truly is that he is using the 1 Ghana cedi for the purpose for which he told Ghanaians.
Is it 1 Ghana cedi or 4 cedis?
It's 1 Ghana cedi per liter. So what you are doing is to do it as per gallon. Okay, that's fine.
So the gallon is 4 Ghana cedi.
It's 1 Ghana cedi.
Is that in law, in your books in Parliament, is 1 Ghana cedi?
No, but
it's not 4 cedi levy.
No. It is 1 Ghana cedi per liter. And we know that a gallon is 4.5 liters.
The levy is 1 cedi. We should not confuse the public that 4 cedis. No, I don't buy. Listen, I don't buy 1 gallon into my car.
Okay,
are you getting it? So I buy liters, maybe 70, 80 liters.
Yeah, so every liter you pay 1 Ghana cedi. So if it's 70 liters, you are paying 70 Ghana cedis.
And
And once we are paying, I am okay.
Yeah.
Once our electricity is on, I'm okay. Are you getting it? You pay and then you don't see. Then it becomes a problem.
So in conclusion, my brother, there's nothing wrong in commending the government for using the 1 Ghana cedi to clear part of the IPP debt. But the impression should not be created that this is the first time a government within 1 year has paid IPP debt. It is something that has been occurring. It's not new. It's not novel. It's not novel.
All right. Yeah. So, Kojo, I think that it's not because I'm sitting side by side with Honorable Collins that I want to commend him. I think I've watched him consistently on other sister stations, even with Kosi Pratt. His candidness when it comes to discussing national discourse makes politics appetizing. And I want us to move on that tangent.
Thank you.
Also to clear the air that Joy FM or JoyNews, you've not caught any thief.
We haven't said we've caught a thief.
Let me clear that air.
We haven't said
because the way you portrayed it, you made it like you caught government line and you got no. It's just a heading. When you go into the
we
body,
are only saying that a lot of the people do not read the body. They read the head. If you follow social media,
yes,
people say that the energy
so
sector
if you keep emphasizing the point,
as the media house, need to go into it to say, watch it. You haven't cleared it all. There's still
so
something.
If you go into say that it's factually incorrect, meanwhile the body of the content actually portrayed whatever that happened. And we all agree here that money can be tempting. We have set up special purpose vehicles to deal with particular problems. Once the money is realized, we divert it to other things because we have challenging issues. Today, we have been told that the object of what we set up for ourselves is being used for that purpose. That alone signifies nothing but what? Discipline. That's one. Number two, the whole system has a structure that gives confidence, trying to reduce fragilities in that energy sector. That is having the partial risk guarantee. That's about 500 million. That will boost confidence for people who want to invest to go into it. We all do agree at one point in time that was depleted clearly, and that has been restored. That alone boosts confidence. Give the IPPs the confidence that we will go and do business where we can fall on something if they need be. That's what we are talking about. And so far, I think Collins indicated it. The 1 cedi bill that we brought in, that was as a result of the challenge that we foresaw. The likelihood that this country will run at a halt when it comes to the energy sector if we do not take that measure. And at the same time, it didn't really bring untold hardship to Ghanaians because at that point, fuel prices were at the pumps were reducing drastically. Instead of going to buy around 14 or 15 Ghana cedi per liter, we were now buying at that time at 12 Ghana cedi. So even though there was an additional 1 Ghana cedi, we were at the same time saving about 3 cedi. That if this is not ingenuity, what is it? It is about using your own talent, God-given talent, coupled with practical knowledge to deal with situations that will alleviate our suffering. And I do agree. This might not be a novelty as been put, but I don't think that it is for the NDC to tell the story of what the NPP, as what they have done. No. But clearly, the direction being taken by this government in relation to energy sector issues, we've seen confidence. Even when you communicate with the industry players, all are commending, like Honorable Collins say, all are commending government, commending Autoforcing, commending the energy minister, commending the government.
But he says it's not novel.
When you say it's no novel, yes, in terms of payments, but he also, even your own reportage indicated that as for the restoration of the 500 million, that's even went up to 597 million. That is Newton. That has restored confidence. That has made the whole sector look at it, okay, it's worth investing in this particular sector again. Because people now can breathe and say, yes, we are confident that when we put our money in, we are able to get it back. Because even what we were relying on has been completely depleted at one point in time. You get it? So if this is not novel, what is it? As for payments, if you can be consistent with payments, like I said, when we set up purpose vehicles to be able to deal with problems and we generate revenue on that, that should be used for that particular purpose. And it's the administration we are running. Administrations will come and go. At every stage in time, there might be challenges. But when you analyze the challenge, you begin to think about taking this country from one step to the other step that looks better. You should be able to do things much more better. And that's what we are seeing. The honesty about it, the candidness, reporting as it is, even having the structure, like he indicated very strongly, bringing all stakeholders or industry players to a table to discuss and negotiate, agree on terms of payment, boost the confidence that we'll be able to keep our lights on, turn our turbines, get industry working. That's what we have done. And I applaud him, coming from the other side, still thanking his brother Atufosen for the good work being done so far. And we want to see more of this. If indeed the one city is going to solve this problem for us, Ghanaians will be willing that it should go to 2 cities instead of 1 city. Because that's a fact.
You and who?
I say Ghanaians. I'm doing the same me. Kojo, we sat here. Kojo, we sat here. We sat here. You've just been confronted by an early morning disgusting story.
Yeah.
At Teshie, and you are billing all of us 10,000 Ghana cedis.
Oh yes, yes.
Because you've been touched by that story. If we can be pragmatic by 2 cities to solve problems like that, I don't think it will be a problem. Let's be futuristic. Let's be futuristic. Let's begin to look at this. Let's be visionary and implement our visions. We only right our wrongs. We cannot be repeating them. And if there's an agenda for us to right our wrongs and move on as a people, why don't we? Yes, as much as people say that we shouldn't work, it's not a novelty, but I like the fact that we should comment when it need be. And so far, so good. Yes, let me also end by just saying that, yes, it is an entire country we are running. Everybody benefits when things go on well. And regimes will come and regimes will go. But whatever you get, try to make it better. And that's exactly what we are seeing. That's exactly what we are seeing. When it's better, let's talk about it. When it's bad, we'll all come on to talk about it, irrespective of the fact that I'm an NDC person.
Okay, all right. Let me bring in Hopeson Adorye. Hopeson, what do you make of the development?
Well, all I would say is that it is a good thing.
Even before you were invited into the debate, you were already debating.
Oh, no, we were supporting.
What is confusing the system is the word clear. That's all. Apart from that, what again? The administration has paid so and so to clear so and so debt. That is the only thing. Apart from that, I don't think anybody has a... Listen, but you see, the 1 cedi levy is doing magic from the records that Honorable quoted from the budget. It means that we are getting something substantial. And my joy is that it's not being diverted, but using it for the purpose of that levy by paying some of this debt and other things. You know, the purpose was not only to pay the debt, but also to get crude to power our generators and other things. So once they are using it and then the lights are stable, I think they are doing a good work. Honorable made something that during Akufo-Addo's time, they did not take any levy, they did not increase anything, they only depended on the ESLA. It's good, it's factual, but something happened. Somewhere 2022, Akufo-Addo government collateralized ESLA to take a lot of monies and using ESLA as a collateral, which will end 2035. So what was those monies used for? Was it the same money that was used to pay the IPP? Is that the same money? Or they took that money to use for a different thing? I remember somewhere we have a City Newsroom publication where Akufo-Addo government has authorized energy sector levy to 2035. This alarm was raised by the then former president and the current president, John Mahama. And he was saying that, as at that time, the energy levies should be, reduced. But because it has been collateralized, the government cannot be able to reduce the levies on the energy sector. And then that same Nana Akufo-Addo, addressing the Bay Day, then he also said he cannot
reduce it, because once he reduces it, we are going to lose about 4 billion Ghana cedis. And a country that we are trying to be on our own, trying to develop the nation and all that, how can we lose 4 billion by taking out that levy? Are you getting it? So this is not anything new, and it should not also confuse us, because it's the responsibility of government to make sure we pay this debt, so that our lives will be on, whatever we need should be intact for us. But I just want, look, I want to commend the Honorable for speaking to the fact. You see, if we do this, that is what we call nation building. Are you getting it?
But on that same score, can I ask this question?
Please.
On that same nation building, if we go back, should the NDC then have supported their e-levy, would we be where we went to?
Oh, they supported.
No,
they
supported. E-levy was passed.
Oh, I get it. But
yes, no, it was passed.
But do you know that
they supported only that they disagree with the initial amount.
Okay.
Are you getting it?
Yes.
Instead of 1.5, they said, oh, it should come to 1. And that was where the confusion is.
And the assumptions
the two members of parliament are here. We're listening to them and all that. I quite remember Haruna Odisha was saying, if they bring it to 1 cedi, we'll agree. But 1% will agree, 1.5% do, and those kind of things. Are you getting it? So I am saying this because, you see, after elections, we build a nation.
Yeah.
I always say that we from United Party, we are focused on nation building. We don't need to be in Jubilee House before we can build a nation. So we can support with our ideas, we'll give them encouragement, and we criticize where we need to criticize. When we get to election year, that is where the politics will come in. That one, I can assure you, NDC will get it from us, boot for boot. But from now, we need to be encouraging government to be doing things that are good, things that will, give us progress and all that. That's why I'm commending the honorable member that, look, in all his narrative, he said, there's nothing wrong about that. The only thing is that the heading, and he's commending Atufosin on what he's doing. I want to commend you. Continue doing that way. So that in future, when you are also in government, people will commend you when you are doing good things.
That is
No, trust me. He didn't even know. Honorable didn't even know the far down Tuma was watching him always. Did you know that?
I didn't.
No, he didn't know. He wouldn't have even imagined I was watching him. And how come I was giving to, because you could see that he's consistent with what he says.
That's right.
Not even me. Uncle Kwesi also keep on praising him. Yes.
Tomorrow, if he gives it to you, you have to take it.
No, when he tells me the truth. When he tells me the truth.
I am so happy, being part of this set today. And if you get professional politicians who speak to issues and place facts where they are supposed to be, educate audience, then we know that there is hope for Ghana. So I would again add up and commend Honorable Collins and Honorable Battaglia, yeah. I mean, it's good. My brother too has added his voice, and I'm very happy today. Obviously, when you check the narratives and then you analyze everything that has been said today, including what the media has presented to us, I am tempted to believe that there's some level of honesty on the part of the finance minister and his government. When this issue about the 1 cedi levy on fuel or petrol, some of us, we spoke our mind. we gave the positives and then the negatives, and then gave our advice to it. So when it was implemented, I knew that if this level of, honesty, transparency, and commitment is added, obviously we will be moving towards a good direction. And so, listening to what is happening today, I'm not surprised. But Kojo, I want to ask, Honorable Collins was talking about the fact that the 1 cedi levy, the purpose of the 1 cedi levy has been realized, or?
Yes.
Yes, okay. From the calculations that your research assistant did, obviously there is some $707 million left. And the calculation done by Honorable Collins also suggests that we can also accrue about 8 billion.
8 billion.
8 billion.
8 billion. That's the projection.
Cedis.
Yes,
no, in
cedis.
dollars equivalent.
Okay.
Dollars about almost $800 million.
Okay, almost $800 million. I am then tempted to believe that the purpose has not been totally realized. Because if you take the payments out of the almost $800 million, it means that we may be having more than $400 million seated somewhere.
That's for the fuel.
That's for the fuel. It has two components.
So if I can just read the objects again. The object of the bill is to amend the Energy Sector Levies Act 2025, Act 1135, to increase the rate of the energy sector shortfall and debt repayment levy in order to raise additional revenue to support the payment of energy sector shortfalls, reduce energy sector legacy debts, and stabilize power supply.
All right.
So the debt that has been reduced, the legacy debt, is part of the object of the bill. And then the shortfall normally happens when they bring their monthly invoices, and ECG has not been able to accrue that much money under the cash waterfall to pay for the additional invoice. That's why the minister is saying currently the shortfall is just small, it's not too much, because they are quite consistent on the repayment. And then to stabilize the energy sector, buying fuel and all that.
Okay. Yes. So which means that apart from the payments, we need to buy fuel.
And that is why he has not used all the money,
all the amount
to
of
take
money.
care of legacy debt.
Okay,
and he
that's
has told
understandable.
the World Bank that he needs about 4 years.
4 years.
So you'll be doing 350, maybe 400
Okay, all right.
by the 4th year.
So
hopefully.
Then, of course, I think that my doubt has been cleared now. But I also want to challenge the minister that probably more can be done, so that we can fight this debt early, clear it off, and then probably, we will start from a fresh page, and then put in, pragmatic measures where, we would find some solutions, not to go back and be accumulating debt that will make ECG, underperform.
Okay.
All right. So I think that going forward, it is not just about accumulating debt and then taxing, consumers, to pay for whatever. I also feel that, look, we need to move towards a direction where there wouldn't be so much burden on consumers. All right. We talk about energy mix diversification. What has happened to it? What is the cost of, solar energy in Ghana? That if an ordinary Ghanaian building a house want to install solar, what is the cost? I think that elsewhere we can learn from the Israeli model, if possible. All right. We could also bring in some individual investors who probably may want to complement, power supply through, solar energy and other forms of energy. I think that some of these things, some of these discussions can equally help us going forward.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much. This one from a friend of mine watching us in Sekunde. Ibu, he says, KB, the headline yesterday was misleading. And if it created a problem in 2015-2016 and you solved part of it in 2025, what have you done? Dr. Baumi and NPP paid $1.4 billion without billing any Ghanaian 4 cities 50 pesos per gallon of fuel. This deception from NDC, this online government must stop. Regards to Honorable Collins and Bobo. Ibu in Sekondi brought in this one.
We allow this slide. This is just politics. This is politics, so we allow it to slide. No point to sweat over.
Anyway, let's move on to talk about Ken Ofori-Atta. But there's something I want to, before we wrap up. Mr. Hopeson, I can see that Christmas no belly. So it looks like you even dyed your beer yellow, right? I've just been watching that thing. The U-tide was his U-tide.
It is nice for you.
Anyway, let's talk about Ken Ofori-Atta and the ICE detention and matters arising.
Oh, so ask for Ken, start with
I can start. Okay, once they die, I'll start. He's Ken's friend. He's a friend. So, I mean, know that we are being told that FBI has been gotten involved in what have you. From where this is going, and we are told that Ken will be facing a judge on the 20th of January.
Yeah.
For a Ghanaian.
Which is today's week.
Which is what?
Today's week.
When you see what is happening, what do you make of that development in the US and what it foretells for Ghana and the case that we're pursuing?
First of all, let me say good morning to a friend who is watching me from Wa. Seydou Yaya. My greetings to you. This issue, first and foremost, Ken has brought a disgrace to the NPP as a party.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
How has he done
this? This is a party being accused of looting, corruption, and all that. And the chief architect of the then government, the finance minister, decided to run away.
He didn't run away.
He ran away.
You can't say he ran away.
White is white.
No, he didn't.
I say he ran away.
He didn't. He wrote a letter to the chief of staff. That is not running away. And to say that my health is deteriorating, I'm going for medical care in the United States of America.
That's right.
That's not running away.
All government officials who embark on a medical care abroad, do they spend more than 1 month?
We all don't have the same medical condition.
What? We had some who were severe than his. They are back. They are back in the country.
You know them.
Why not? We know them.
When you say severe, what were they suffering from? We know his is cancer.
If someone is, taken away by a private jet just to seek medical attention, is it not severe?
Okay.
When Ofori-Atta left this place with Delta Airline or United, so what are you talking about? You see, that's what I'm saying. First and foremost, he has brought a disgrace to the party. It is better for him to come and clear his name so that that doubt, that tag that is on NPP will be removed. Either than that, Honorable Collins, anywhere you stand to campaign, they will refer you to Ken Ofori-Atta. Mark it. They will refer you to Ken Ofori-Atta. And you will not have any courage to accuse the current government of corruption. You cannot. So long as Ken Ofori-Atta stays in US. Are you getting it? Now, you went to the US that you are going for medical treatment. When you get to the airport, immigration, they ask you your mission. You tell them. If you tell them that you are coming for medical treatment, they will know that, maybe it may take long. So the ordinary people that maybe they give 6 months to leave the country, maybe you can be given 1 year or more. But I don't think, that one I don't know for a fact. Maybe he did not tell them. So they gave you 6 months to leave. Then you stay for 1 year. Now, before ICE will come and then arrest you, then they have information about you. Even this time that Trump said, those who don't have people should go, not everybody. They are picking those with criminal records. And they know them, they know where you stay, everything. So those are the people they are picking. If you are there illegally and you've not committed any crime in the United States of America, nobody will come and then knock at your door and say that we are taking you home. They will not do that. So it means that if you look at how Ken was arrested, it means that they had vivid information on him. And from what we are hearing...
Have you seen how he was arrested?
Oh yeah, haven't you seen the video? He came out from... Yeah. He came out from his house and then he was surrounded. Handcuffed and then pushed into the car. In the Rambo star. Honorable Collins and the group, they have not done any press conference to warn American government for this Rambo star arrest. I am shocked.
That's a different jurisdiction. How do you
we have ambassador in this country. U.S. embassy is here. You can warn them that you don't want to arrest our people in this Rambo star. National Security decided to visit Ken Ofori-Atta in the house. You heard what happened in Parliament,
but
at the floor of Parliament.
But as for that, you saw how it was done. You don't encourage that to do.
Is it different from what was done in U.S.?
They arrested him when he came out of his house. When he came out, you say. But you don't invade someone's house the way they did.
You see?
As for that, even the government condemned it. When they came out, the government condemned that thing.
Do you want us to fight corruption?
Yes, exactly.
You want to fight corruption?
I want us to fight it.
You want us to fight it?
Yes.
So why do you want someone suspected to involve in corruption to be... We should romance the person?
It's not romancing. You romanticize.
Listen.
But it's about how you invade someone's privacy.
Let people see and know that, hey, I'm in office. So tomorrow, this is how I'll be treated. Then that person will be careful. But, I call you, you come. Then you drive your car, you go. They question you, go back. Everybody will continue to be corrupt in this country. Okay. During Rawlings' time, you dare not. Because at times we heard that he has been even slapping people in his office.
He was touching.
Are you getting it? We heard it's not...
He was touching.
I was touching them. Are you getting it? So, you see, this issue is an issue that we need to, look at it well. And I know Attorney General is working hand in hand with the U.S. authorities to make sure they bring Ken Ofori-Atta back to this country. The moment he gets to Ghana, he will be arrested at the airport.
And detained.
And then go through the process. If he's able to meet the bail condition, we give him bail to go home. Then maybe when he's formally charged, then he starts going to court.
How much do you think his bail condition will be? How much?
That one, I can determine. It's by the law. Are you getting it? Depending on where he's picked, whether CID, whether BNI, whether Yoko, and the rest. Are you getting it? If he's not careful and then he lands in the Yoko there, then he should be very careful. Data bank, enterprise, and other things cannot even meet the bail condition. But on the more serious note, I am of the view that NPP as a party should, try and then persuade Ken Ofori-Atta to come back home so that their name can be cleared. I say for that single action by Ken Ofori-Atta, NPP will never get the breathing space when it comes to corruption that you are going to say, this person is corrupt. They will tell you, hey, my friend, where is Ken Ofori-Atta? Everywhere you go, you mention the word corruption, they will refer to you that where is Ken Ofori-Atta? So let him come. Let him come and then defend himself and then go. But have you been seeing some kind of flyers that MPP guys are posting on Facebook? No. That since 1992, politicians who have been prosecuted and jailed. Then they wrote MPP 0, then NDC 15. Take time. This time round, NPP, about 32 will land in Insawam market, about 32. Because when you look at the cases, look, Ken Ofori-Atta alone, if he's not able to, defend himself well, you'll get about 3-4 different jail terms. Oh yeah. When you take the SML, you take the National Cathedral, you take this IPP, they said, some kind of this thing. I have it here, I will check. And those 5 charges that, or the 5 issues that they are investigating, if it's not careful, each of them, you'll be getting a jail term on it. So if they give you, and spend...
That is if he is convicted.
That's what I'm saying, that if he's not able to defend himself well. Are you getting it? So we should pray that U.S. authority will bring them. But, Honorable, I am sure that when you hold a press conference and warn the U.S. authority, they will just leave him and then put him on available flight and bring him here. Tell them they cannot be treating him like that.
But
That's Rambo style. We don't need it.
But you cannot organize a press conference.
Me, I always advocate for Rambo style of arrest.
Oh, okay.
In connection with corruption and other things, it should be tougher. It should be tougher.
Just because of an allegation.
You see, I said it. If not here. That thing that, he's innocent until
proven guilty. That's the law.
That statement is nonsense.
Then you don't believe in
Listen. It should be guilty until you are proven.
Until you amend the law. This is what we operate.
Please. You see, that law is brofo that you have been speaking. Are you getting it? You've seen that someone has committed 97 million to dig a hole, and you say he's innocent until proven guilty. What kind of thinking is that?
Amend the law then.
What? I'm saying that you people who are learning them, let them change it that you are guilty until proven innocent. On that case, people will not be bold and then someone is corrupt and
I understand. I understand. But until it is changed, this is what we have. You have to prove me guilty.
For me, all those that have been picked on corruption issues, they are guilty until proven innocent.
Okay, all right. Collins. Well, I've listened to Hopeson. And he says that until the NPP organizes a press conference, we cannot talk about corruption or tag the NDC.
Oh, no, that. Until
we hold a press conference on Ken Ofori-Atta, or until we convince him to come down.
There are two different things.
Okay, so until
he comes down. Yes.
The NPP as a party will be branded as a corrupt political party.
Yes.
That's interesting. And then he goes ahead to say, by the end of His Excellency's term, 32 members of our party will be convicted. And he was very categorical.
Yeah.
Well, until today, I didn't know Hopeson was a judge. I didn't know he was a judge at the High Courts. And he's able to pronounce judgment. Do you know a lady called Sedinam Tabaklo? Kojo?
Yeah.
Do you know a lady called Sedinam Tabaklo?
Yeah, I do.
Do you know she's been convicted in Ghana?
Yeah.
To a jail term.
Yeah.
And she's in the US.
Mm-hmm.
Can I categorically say, because she's NDC and she's been convicted, this is just an allegation on Ken. This one is conviction.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have the authority to describe the NDC as corrupt?
That would be too much of an extrapolation.
Take your time.
It's comparing apples to orange.
This is a gentleman who has been alleged to be corrupt, not convicted.
Mm-hmm.
He's in the US. Hopeson says, I am NPP. Ken is NPP. Until I convince Ken to come down on an allegation, the NPP is corrupt. I am saying there's a lady called Sedinam Tamaklo. Hers is not allegation. Hers is conviction.
Which year was it convicted?
Oh, please.
No, I just want to know the year.
Oh, you don't know
that she was convicted.
Oh.
Which year? Is it not 2023 or so?
But she's in the US.
2023.
Oh.
And then you sat in office for 2 years without bringing her. Okay, you go on.
Your analogy was that there's a member of my party who has been alleged to be corrupt. I should go and bring him. If I don't bring him, my party is corrupt. There's a member of the NDC who has been convicted and she's in the same US. Should I describe the NDC as corrupt? If the NDC is serious about corruption, just as Hopeson is saying, have you heard the NDC hold a press conference advising the US government to bring Segnam Tamaklo?
AG has made
AG
has made a move, which I know.
But has the AG not made a move to bring Ken Ofori-Atta? Has the AG not made a move to bring Ken Ofori-Atta? In the same vein as Segnam Tamaklo. Why do you pick and choose? Me, I'm for accountability. I wish Ken was in Ghana. Me, I'm for accountability. Anybody who holds a public office, you are holding it in trust for the Ghanaian people. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And at any point in time, you could be called to explain some things. There's nothing wrong with that. So for me, if Ken was my friend, I would have told him to come. I would have told him to come.
Says it's not well.
I'm coming. I'm making a point. I just want him to know that I don't have any benefits if Ken is outside. And for the political party I belong to, I don't think you have any benefit if Ken is outside. But it's unfair for you to refer the political party I belong to be totally corrupt on the basis of one person, one member of the party, being outside and being convinced to come down, who has not come down. When the same issue is happening in another political party, but you're okay with it. That for me is unfair to describe us as corrupt. And he says that anywhere I go and campaign, they'll ask me where is Ken. Have you heard anybody ask NDC, Sisala East? When he goes to his constituency campaign, have you heard anybody from his constituency ask him where is Segnam Tamaklo?
Maybe because I've not told you.
There's a vast difference.
Have you heard anybody asking the where is Segnam Tamaklo? And Segnam's issue is not about allegation. She's been convicted.
An aunt.
She's been convicted. Come. Segnam, come. Listen. My brother said Ken should come. Segnam, come. Ken, come. Everybody come.
It's like comparing rabbit to elephant. It's like comparing rabbit to elephant.
The point I'm making, I understand the issues are different, but it's the principle I'm attacking.
Yeah.
The principle I'm talking about. It's not about the magnitude of the offenses. It's the principle. The principle that if one other person is going through a similar process, then it should cut across. Your admonition should cut across. That everybody should be ready and prepared to face. I was in a deputy minister for 6 months. When I'm working in town, where I sit to have fun with my friends, the same place. I go in this Hopeson. I go anywhere I want to go to. Why? Because I have a clear conscience.
You didn't do it.
That's the point. I'm clear in my mind as to what's transpired under my tenure. So I go everywhere. I have friends both sides, NDC, NPP. I don't have any issue. So I don't think anybody should have an issue when you serve and you're supposed to come and render an account. Nobody should have an issue with it. Okay. And for me, as I said, if he was my friend, I would have told him to come. If he's okay, everything is fine with him, he should come.
Okay.
I was trying to call him, but the number that I know.
No, but if you call him, will not be.
I think that matters of Ken Ofori-Atta a lot of.
Because of my time, I'll just give you 2 minutes.
No, why are you doing this to me?
I've just been warned. I thought I had a lot of time.
I knew this was going to happen.
2 minutes is good for him.
Matters of Ken bring a lot in mind. This was a man that consistently during his tenure has been able to tell Ghanaians that being biblical and being spiritual is very important. Quoted the verses of the Bible at all times, at all given times. This is the same man, even within their own cycle, realized that his modus or the way he was leading this country was leading them into a ditch. a number of MPs came together, called that he should be removed. Now it's being confirmed. For me, the theatrics of it, maybe the law legalities and what happened, maybe is adjustment of status. We are talking about revocation of visa and all that. All that really, when I looked at it, do not matter to me. What matters to me is the global embarrassment he's placing on himself. To the extent that we are now having videos of him being pulled or picked by the streets of his apartment, the Westlife apartment, of a plush environment to what? To the Caroline Detention Center, where he sleeps on the what? More like a student bed. That tells me as a young politician that we need to be careful whatever step we take when given the chance to serve. Like he said, his stewardship will be called to account at all times. He has been a deputy minister. At a time, even when he took power, they elaborated challenges at the energy sector. A lot. But his name has not been mentioned. I think that to save himself and save many other people, I think that it's only proper for him to come down. All this hula baloo, I thought that yes, if you believe in the biblical terms and Jesus offered himself, sacrificed himself for people, if you believe in those terms, why are you running away? It doesn't serve as a good example. I'm happy my brother is not talking about Sedina. Yes, Sedina was convicted some time past. What efforts were made by that time to bring her back? If there's a need for them to bring her back, they should bring her back. I think that we have a country to run. We have a situation to save. We have a poor person who is lying somewhere in the village to take care of. Whatever we do should improve their life, not to deteriorate their lives. And I think that so far it's not been a very good spectacle to have high-level people like this who were trusted with what? The mandate of this country, running away from accountability. When the spirit of our constitution hovers on what? On accountability. Everything in our constitution indicates that you have to account for the stewardship. To the extent that even before you pick a public office, you have to declare your assets. Anytime you are given the opportunity. What was that for? It is for us to be able at all times to tell people that no, this is not you. You are holding that position in trust.
The detention. Where he is?
Yes, that's the detention. They picked him from everybody. The status of what? The Westland apartment. It's a high class level. They brought him here. And if Ken, even in US, is going through this, that alone is enough for me to learn as a young politician. And it's not a good spectacle at all.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Those rooms, you know, when you come down from your...
So this is a detention center.
You will not even get one inch.
There's this fact they put across.
The room there, is it that small?
Oh, you see it this way, but where the cubicles, very, very tiny ones.
Yeah, but turns out with your everything that you do and everything in there for you. That's Ken.
That's what?
That's Ken. So what does it mean?
Okay. This one here says, what is this obsession with Ken Ofori-Atta? Does government need his physical presence to have him prosecuted? What Hopeson has just put out relative to the arrest of Ofori-Atta is absolutely spurious and remote. It has absolutely nothing to do with his issues in Ghana. I'm completely shocked by his argument this morning. Guilty until proven innocent. Amazing convictions. Paradoxically, Sedina Tamaklo Ationu, who was investigated, prosecuted, and convicted, has not been extradited to Ghana. We pray for long life and good health. Mancha Bruce, the second.
You tell Mancha Bruce they were in government for 2 clear years. They couldn't bring her. And you want to shift your incompetence to someone. You want to shift your incompetence to someone.
Okay. I'm just reading this morning, too, that the NPP initiated process to expel Professor Frimpong Boateng over fake party comments. And the story says the new patriotic party, and this is on myjoyonline.com, has begun formal processes to expel former Minister for Environment, Science, Technology and Innovation, Professor Frimpong Boateng, following comment he made in a television interview describing the party as fake and questioning its internal democratic credentials. In a statement signed by the party General Secretary Justin Kodia Frimpong, the NPP said it had taken, quote unquote, due notice of remarks made by Professor Frimpong Boateng on Channel 1 TV on Monday, 12 January 2026, during which he openly stated that he no longer considers himself a member of the party. According to a statement, the former minister also made what the party described as, quote and unquote, disparaging remarks about the NPP, and alleged that the 2023 presidential primary was rigged in favor of former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the party's presidential candidate for the 2024 general elections.
Was it not true? What Watching was saying, was it not true?
Which one is true?
That they rigged the decision for the 2024 flag bearer. Was it not true?
So who was going to be the winner of that flag bearer? Who was going to win?
It was not, I mean, they did not give a fair praying grounds to them.
So
they rigged it. Some agents of other candidates were chased out. Look, recently,
so who was going to win?
I'm coming. Recently, Northeast, they were saying that they voted for candidate Japan. Meanwhile, they say all candidates got 0. Bawumia got all the votes. And he's saying that you rigged the this and you say you are going to.
But hold on, let me ask you a simple question.
Yes.
I was at the headquarters. When the voting is done.
You were at the headquarters?
Yes.
During Super Delegates too, you were there?
Hold on. When the voting is done, they pour the ballot on the table.
Oh, that one is formality.
I'm coming.
It's formality.
I want to ask you a question,
yes.
And then the ballots are counted in the presence of all agents. That's right? Yes. How will you not believe that process, but will believe me when I say, oh, I voted for you, but they said nobody voted for you?
I went to a polling station 7 December to cast my vote, Valley View University. I know my guys I work with, and they casted for Movement for Change 10.
You saw it, them voting for you.
What? I got there, I asked them to wait for me. So I was following them. I monitored. We were down last.
No, hold on. Were you in the ballot with them?
No. You see, I have been in this game for a long time. I started 1992. 1992, I was a presiding officer. So I know. When you are voting, I can look at your shoulder and tell you where you voted. I can look at your shoulder and tell where you voted. Are you getting it? So after counting, I was not there. I went to Kumasi. So I called them. They say you got one. Because they are afraid that when they take mine, there will be fire there. So they counted mine, 1. All the rest were given to someone. I am telling you, these people...
Because these people... I'm coming. You are talking about the general election.
General elections? Who employed the presiding officers?
No, hold on. See, the election is such that I go into the ballot to cast my vote.
But I am a politician, you are not a politician.
Okay.
We have been running this party for a long time.
Okay.
We know the operations that we do. I am telling you, 80% or more of presiding officers and electoral officers across the country were recruited NPP people.
But I
am telling you for a fact.
And they still lost.
Is it?
And they still lost.
Oh, yes. Because the anger of the citizens was so huge that you cannot contain it.
So you couldn't have stolen it.
No, they did. No,
they did steal it.
They did steal it, but look at the gap. So it was.
You are taking my time.
Before what you are welcome to
UP. Let me wish my.
I hope I have some.
My mother. One of my mother's a happy birthday, Mrs. Felicia Osemensa. She's 80 years today.
Oh.
And we pray that God will continue to bless her and give her strength.
Okay.
But you see, I believe that Ken should come. I have said it on a number of platforms. No. You see, when someone is sick, obviously, you cannot deny him of that, privilege of getting quality health care. All right. So, for me, when it is an issue of his health, I think that, yes, he should be given that opportunity. But then, I also believe that coming to Ghana to face the Attorney General, all right, explaining himself, giving evidence, and probably handing over whatever case that he has to his lawyers in Ghana wouldn't be a mistake. It wouldn't be a mistake at all.
Okay, all right.
I believe that, I want to comment on what Hopeson earlier on said about if he doesn't come, it affects the NPP, right? It is normal for some of these, applications to be done, especially when you talk about fallacy of generalization. And when you are also thinking about, in terms of political marketing, where we see political heads, political figures as ambassadors, all right, and that anything that you say as a politician, your actions and inactions, goes a long way to affect your political party. And so I believe that if he comes, there's nothing wrong with it. He should be able to come and then probably go back wherever he wants to be, and then get his health conditions sorted.
Okay, all right. Oh, you wanted something else? I'll just give you a minute. My time is up. I need to. Yes, after the primaries, the party organized a program to outdraw the arena, and I listened to all the losing candidates, especially the one who was second, which is Honorable Kennedy Japan. And I remember vividly what he said. He said this is one of the best elections he has seen, and that because of the transparent nature of the elections, everybody must accept the results so we move on. And I remember vividly. So I don't know where
you was persuaded.
I don't know where
you was persuaded.
I don't know where Hopeson is coming from with this. Who can't persuade Kennedy?
No.
I don't know where Kennedy.
And they went to him to beg.
And then yesterday I listened to Frimpong Boateng. I mean, he's a man I respect so much. I mean, done well for himself and all that. But I think he's not a politician. He's not a politician. Hopeson and we are politicians. What you say, the timing and where you say it is very important. Okay. And the timing of his conversation, the party is fake party. The timing of the conversation is so bad. The statement says that they want to use due process. Okay. To start the whole process. Because if you say the party is fake, you are not a member of the fake party. Okay. This one says, Kojo, I was armed traumatics coordinator in the Western region. I tell you on authority, Bawumia won the election fairly and squarely. Hopeson is fully aware.
When I say wire coordinator, what did they nominate?
Hold on. Is this not the same Hopeson who turned firecrackers, knockout into grenades? Why should we trust him? Okay. I've seen the light.
So what is the name?
Greetings to Collins.
What is it?
Manche Bruce.
Oh, Manche Bruce.
This one says, I am surprised Hopeson Adorye is speaking the manner in which he's speaking. Why didn't he reference it in Atamakro so that descending Ghanaians will make informed decisions?
Incompetence cannot be transferred to anybody.
Greetings to Charles Benson.
Their incompetence cannot be transferred to anybody.
Dr. is a lecturer at University of Education, Winneba. Hopeson Adorye is with the United Party. Collins Adumakumensa is an MP for Afida Kwabre. He is a former Deputy Minister of Energy and a member of the NPP. And Honorable Mohammed Batagla is MP for Sisala East. Well, happy birthday to you, Martin Tetenati, General Manager of New Age Agri Solutions Limited. Martin, today's your birthday. I hope there's good news for us at the office. You're a great guy. Enjoy your birthday today. Martin Tetenate, from all of us here at JoyNews and New Age Agri Solutions, to you, happy birthday. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more. Do stay.